Back here on the platform, and I've been speaking with Bianca Nygard. And Bianca, the video that we are now watching is, 7 years old. Right. But it's still relevant today because we want to highlight some of the things that have been going on at Nygard Key. Mm-hmm. And we talked about volleyball, tennis you have going on there too, mm-hmm. basketball, mm-hmm. and so a tremendous amount of emphasis has been placed on boxing and the sponsorship of local boxers, eh? Right.
We even had boxing at Nygard Key before. It was set up in our tennis court. It was really fun. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Good. So let us now go to this particular video. Carlos Mackey speaking with Peter Nygard.
Okay.
I'm your host, Carlos Mack, and it's always great having you with us. We are out here at the most beautiful key, not in the Bahamas, but in the world. Nygard Key, Peter Nygard, one of the most outstanding fashion designers in the world, and we was guest today with a super champ, and we're taping right here in the Maya Temple, one of the most beautiful temples you ever seen in your life. My special guest is Jermaine Choo Mackey and Peter Nygard. Gentlemen, welcome to the best of sports world.
Good afternoon.
I got two champions with me. I got two super athletes. One is acting, the other retired. So we're going to talk about the acting one first. But you know something, Choo, I'm proud of that name, you know, Mackey. That's a good name.
Yeah,
my name is Mackey, so you know we got that. You got to carry the name good. Family. Yes, but you know what? You have done some outstanding things in this country. You got, not only do you have one championship title, you have 3 championship titles, right?
I had 4 at the time, but I had to relinquish one. So
talk about this. Let the people know about your championship titles.
I'm the Bahamas Super Middleweight Champion. I am the Caribbean Super Middleweight Champion under the WBC, and I am the British Commonwealth Super Middleweight Champion.
Now, to win all those champions, you had to do a lot of, I talk about the 4 Ds, dedication, determination, drive, and discipline. Peter Nygard knows about those too because he was a former athlete. He took that same concept into his business, and it's a worldwide business all over the world. So you can take those 4 Ds in sports and go to other places. What do you think about that, Choo?
Well, it's hard work. Hard work pays off, and you have to dedicate yourself to what you want to do. Hey, you got to realize what you want to do in life. So the first time I put on the Bahamas uniform with the flag colors, I realized that, hey, I wanted to always represent my country. So I was able to travel the world through boxing, and I'm still traveling the world through boxing, and I've learned to be disciplined, respectful, and never forget where you come from.
How old were you start boxing, Choo?
I was about 12. I was about 12, 13 over the Camp Road, and in Camp Road you had to learn how to fight. Just going to the pump, you would meet 30 fellas through Williams Lane, and they would jump you and go in front of you. And hey, one time ago, my dad came with his belt and he beat me, telling me I'd been to the pump for 2 hours. So after that, nobody could have jumped me no more. I had to learn how to fight.
So you had to get a name for yourself.
I had to learn how to fight because everybody had a daddy who could have beat somebody, but hey, they left it amongst the kids to deal with it. So hey, if I get 30 buckets in one trolley, that's how it felt, 4 buckets, jugs. We used to use the jugs with tote the herb. We used to reuse them to tote water, because at the time, running water, we did not.
Peter and I talk about the 4 Ds. He talk about the discipline, what it takes for an individual to do an athlete. It teaches them character, pride. Peter, would you like to share that with Choo, your experience?
Isn't it great when you hear that story, that you come out of, in this fighting environment, the survival environment, and then what boxing does, boxing brings and develops all that fighting that you have to do as a matter of necessity, and makes you into this fine human being, fine, disciplined human being who goes and practices his sport, who goes and wins in competitions, who develops that attitude and that character all the way. You think about how great of a sport that boxing really is, because a lot of the guys come out of from having to survive as fighters, and then we mold these people into these beautiful human beings, and from that, of course, as you correctly said, we train them also to be great in business, to take that same skill that they learn in boxing and pass that on to other skillful things that they need to do. So I just have such a time for this sport in itself, and then when I meet people like this, and these fine human beings, because you guys are different breed, you go ahead and meet a fighter, you know, in the gutters out there, and then you start talking to guys like this, and wow.
But you know, this is important because we talk about focus and staying focused. We talk about what it takes to be successful. You talked about it in your show. The attitude, not your aptitude, but your attitude. And you talk about the realistic goals. You know, you have the realistic goals. And that third one, Peter, what you say, you got to work hard, hard, hard. That's that dedication. And you do that. You work hard.
Yes, I work hard, you know. When I first went the Bohemian title, I was getting calls from people who wanted me to, hey, come go to this party. You don't have to worry about paying free food, whatever like this. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock I'm in my bed. Homework is done at 7. When I come from the gym, I eat a good dinner, bed, head to bed. 4:30 I'm up, going running. You know, I just discipline myself. You know, no alcohol, drugs, none of that. I grew up amongst these things, and I decided, hey, I don't want that in my life. You know, I grew up seeing people drunken, just drinking, ain't doing nothing with their life, smoking. Hey, just being there. They're not, you know, accepting the world. They're not being able to have good challenges, do things in life. So I just said, hey, I didn't want to be a part of that growing up with the camphood.
You know, Choo, you remind me of the fighter Mike Tyson. Grew up in a similar environment. You can't take the child out of that environment, Peter, once he's exposed to something positive. His mother, he didn't know his mother, father, gone, and a man by Gus D'Amato had some love for him. You know, and that's why I'm married about this gentleman here. Look at people and bring the best out of them. And Gus D'Amato and his wife brought him to the home and loved him. And that's why Mike Tyson was able to be one of the greatest fighters in the world. Everybody else is giving up in the environment, fighting. Mike grew up fighting just like you in the neighborhood, just to try to survive. And it's so difficult for young men out there trying to go the right direction. And we call them lost sheep, but you got shepherds. They're always watching and say, okay, I'm going to help this young guy. Peter Nygard does that, and I'm pleased to have you here to share your story with him, to let you know about how much dedication it took for you to do what you accomplished in the Bahamas, and giving the Bahamas a great name for itself. I mean, these are the positive things that need to be on the newspaper, on the news, you know, versus those when they got killed, Peter, the one that got shot. And you doing a fine example in terms of letting other young men to know that, hey, it's not where you come from. It's where you're going and how you get there. What do you say about that, Peter?
You know, the example that he sets for everybody else is really the correct example. And you know, it's the same example, quite frankly, in all of the sports. All of the sports. If we can get our youth to really participate, double what we have been able to do, think of what that really would do for this whole culture. You know, how it would develop all this energy, all this talent, and really maximizes that talent and brings out the best in them, as opposed to having them walk around the streets looking for drugs or whatever the case is. What a weapon for crime fighting. You know, to get all the sports going. Every nation who's really been an athletic nation is also been a great nation, mostly. You know, and they are a way of keeping their youth engineered and off the streets into active things. And what did they train? They learn how to do all what he talked about. You know, how to do your homework, how to train, how to be in bed on time. You know, how to keep out of all the extra parties, all the liquor and drinking like that. And isn't that a great motivation? I did that. I was an athlete all my life, and from an athlete, I practiced exactly the same skills as I did with being an athlete to my business. You know, it takes all the same things. You have to work hard, you have to train hard, you have to go to bed early, you have to do all that kind of thing. I've seen so many athletes become great businessmen because they have it, you know. Just like, you know, what's your next generation? You're going to succeed in something besides this boxing after this. For sure, just with the attitude alone that you have.
You know, once you're getting some free advice. CEOs don't give you that free, you know.
Michael Jordan,
no, but I'm saying this gentleman is giving you some free advice, because I always show on my show two things we deal with, facts and figures. You cannot argue that. He's successful. Took the same 4 Ds in sports. Billionaire. Money doesn't mean it's helping people like you and other fighters like Torino Johnson that he liked to make. He's a builder. He built this place out here, and he's just high, natural high, seeing an athlete like you say, hey, coming through the street, throwing those uppercut, left and jabs, and setting an example that you can do whatever the mind conceive. You believe it, and you can achieve it. That's the bottom line. What do you have advice for the other young boys out there, Choo?
Guys, you just got to work hard. It's all about hard work, you know. We have many Bahamian young men out there, they're just lost. They don't know where to go. They don't know what life is all about. They don't know how to appreciate life. Some of them, before they even get an opportunity to travel the world, they go get a criminal record, they go get themselves in so much problem and stuff like that. You got to be ambitious, you got to be hardworking, you got to say, hey, you know, growing up, you see the kids, them, even today, a nice car pass, that's my car, you know, and stuff like that. But you got to realize that, hey, in order for that to be a car, you got to go there, get your education. Education is the key to anything in this world, and from there your dreams will come true.
We're going to hold that thought there. You know, as we said on this show, we host only the best on ZNS because we're better than the rest. We're going to take a commercial break.
This year, the company celebrates a new milestone in its history with the opening of the new world headquarters in the middle of Times Square in New York.
Welcome back to the Best of Sports World. I'm your host, Carlos Mack, and I have two great athletes here with me, the current Commonwealth super middleweight champion, Jermaine Chuchu Mackey, and my great friend Peter Nygard, former great athlete himself in his own right. You got a fight coming up soon.
Yes.
Now this is a big one, right?
Yeah, this is a big one. On the 30th, I fight Puerto Rican. He's 18-2. He's ranked 105 in the world. So this is going to be a big step. And then on August 8th, I defend the Commonwealth title.
Wow, so you got two fights back to back.
I got two major fights to deal with, and then after that, Angelo Dundee, he's also a co-trainer with my coach because we ran down, and he really gave me some good incentives and some different styles to work with. And he's also an agent, so he's working on something big coming up for us.
Well, we're going to have your coach and your mentor, Ray Mountis Jr., shortly when you take break, and he's going to talk about this because this is amazing. I mean, you got 3 titles, you got a fight in May and a fight in August. That's a lot of training. So Ray must be got you really in tip-top shape.
Well, yes, you know, through the years of training and stuff like that, it just showed me that, hey, he don't even have to come. One time ago, he had to come and knock on your window and wake up the whole house to get me up. But now, 4:30 in the morning, I'll be calling him saying, Coach, you ready? He'll be like, not this morning, you know, because it's been some years and stuff like that. But he showed me the hard work you have to put in to the sport in order to have these opportunities, in order to live your dreams. So I'm really happy for everything he's shown me, and he really changed my life. He really touched my life and changed it through. He showed me that, hey, if you want this in life, you could do this in life just through a simple sport of your dream.
But I tell you what, we got this beautiful beach out here, and it's getting in shape. Peter wouldn't mind you all running up. You and Ray both running because he got a fight we're going to talk about too. We put that on surprise. I got to tell you about that, Peter. Ray got a big fight coming up too, Saturday. But let me ask you something, Chuchu. The mental preparation, what do you have to go through to prepare yourself? Being a champ, you know, everybody's coming at you, you know, like Jesse James, everybody coming at you. You always got to think a little above the average thing. What do you do to prepare yourself, Chuchu?
Well, what I do to prepare myself, through the amateur days, getting to travel the country, getting to travel the world. You go into different areas, and some guys, they'll just hear you, some guys will say, I'm going to know. I just realized that, hey, if you get 2 hands and you get 2 foot, let's go. Now, otherwise than that, mouth don't scare me. All the training and all the hard work pays off. So once you know you at 110%, you can say whatever you want. I'm going to do my talking in the ring.
Do you get up early in the morning and do your running, your diet? What about your diet?
My diet, right now, I've got 4 more pounds to lose. So 4 more pounds to lose. So I have my diet going good. I get my nutrients from my vitamins and stuff like that. So it's basically, it's being sold into me so much till automatically when it's fight time that I automatically go into fight mode. So
you condition that body, and mental preparation is conditioned. You know what to do, when to do it.
Yes, that's basically it. So hey, okay, I start my morning off 4:30 in the morning. I get up, I go running. From there, I eat a light breakfast along with my cup of tea. That's the English in me, right? From there, 10 o'clock we got a gym, and afterwards I eat again, go sleep, wake up for 4:30 to get into the gym. In the evenings, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, we do our sparring session. So depending on what coach have that day, I'll come in early, warm up, do all my stretching, my sit-ups, my push-ups, and then he takes over.
Well, we're going to have Coach on rather than commercial break. Don't go away, we'll be right back, because we host only the best on ZNS, because we are better than the rest. Welcome back to the best of sports world. I got another champ with us now. Not only Choo Choo Mackey and Peter Nygard, I got the former champ, everybody loving, Ray Miles Jr. How you do, champ?
Great.
And we got some surprise. You got a surprise for us. We got a big fight coming up on Saturday.
I do. Me and the Triller Man, Quincy Pratt, is going to do the best of the 7 showdown.
Not again. You're in Quincy.
We're going to do it. We're going to start the first one on Saturday. It's going to be a 4-rounder. Not a 12-rounder, but a 4-rounder, but it's going to be exciting. Now, we're doing all of this basically as a fundraiser for our boxing programs. You know, Quincy Pratt has a boxing program, East Side Boxing Club, and my program is the Champion Amateur Boxing Club. And so we're gonna just go at it, raise some money, have some fun, and hey. Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose, and so it's so sad to see Quincy Pratt on the other end.
Well, you know what I admire about you, Ray? You know, not only you're great athletes, but you never forgot from whence you've come. You were right back. You're in Quincy. You know, y'all had some big brawls, but you're doing it for the young boys now. Yes. You out there raising. It's a fundraiser. It's just exhibition, but you're doing it for the young boys out in the street that need help. The one that you found, this young man, you brought him in, young brother on. He's a champ, he's 3 champion, and without you, he said he don't know where he'd be today. So it's just a blessing through God that you have this gift, blessing through God that this young man next to Peter Nygard, we're true athletes. See, we're not Popsicle Pete. We're bona fide athletes, and we take that to another level.
Yes.
We take it to the humanitarian level from our heart and a mind that we out there, and we love people. That's something you can't teach individuals to do, love people. It comes from our hearts. It comes from a spiritual standpoint of view, and that's why God is blessing you. God is blessing Peter Nygard. It's Choo Choo Mack, and every day I get on my knees and thank God to bless me. So what about the fight coming up? Come on, Coach, let's talk about it now.
Well, the fight with me and Quincy, that's a done deal. I already win.
Okay.
Now with Choo Choo Mackey,
yeah,
he has a tough fight.
So Puerto Rican is tough now, Ray.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I checked out his record, the kind of fighters that he beat, and then the couple of fighters that he lost to. You know, he sports an 18-2 record.
Wow.
It was all great fighters. And so we have our challenge ahead of us, and but we feel extremely confident based on Choo Choo conditioning. He is very excited, motivated, and he's in the right frame of mind. We are quite comfortable at this stage with his conditioning and weight at this time.
Well, you know, I want to commend your wife, Michelle Mana. She's a lovely person. Just talking to her on the phone, we did this in the last four or 5 minutes, just like that. And working with you as an asset, I know this young man going to be ready. She's the promoter, right?
Yes.
And the mental preparation. Peter, you talked about that mental preparation, seeing something happen, even before it happened, you know, knowing it's in that mind.
No, I think that's a big difference in every really top athlete. You know, they mentally have gone there already. You know, the top Formula One drivers, they mentally already gone through that whole course. Their arms are following their mind that they already prepared for. Top slalom skiers, they already have mentally gone through that whole course. You know, and in each boxer or each basketball player, they not only shoot it, but they mentally are thinking about that hoop over there, and that's where the ball's going to drop. I think that whole mind actually guides you. Just curious about these guys, you know, when they mentally are thinking about that hit, you know, and then their mind leads their fist to the right places. That mental preparation really is the difference between really champions at the end of the day, you know.
You know, as you were speaking about that, Peter, I think about one of the greatest fighters of all, Muhammad Ali. He would tell you in his mind what he's going to do. In his mind, he's made up. And most fighters was intimidated before they get in the ring, because he know he's seeing something that they don't see, that combination left, right, and it comes so quick, the fight is over. And this is what Choo Choo, you doing yourself, you know, you getting yourself together.
Yes, but during the fight, even before the fight, I'm home, I'm laying down, I looking at myself, I see myself in the ring fighting the next guy, seeing what he's going to throw at me. It's just like, it's amazing, because you got to see it before you even hit it. So you look at a spot on the bag, you look at a spot on the man, and you be like, okay, I'm going to hit that, but you just you're just mentally focused and challenged, and you say, okay, I'm going to hit him so fast that even you know I'm going to hit him there. Yeah. So that's a great point. Yeah,
so you're smart, am I thinking it?
Yes.
This is a 10 round, coach, this is a 10 round?
It's a 12 round.
12 round.
12 round. It's a championship fight.
So this is, you got to really dig deep on this now. Now you know it being a champ, you got to take some blows, right?
Yes.
Well, if you can't get, Muhammad Ali said, if you can't take no blows, don't get in the ring.
Yeah.
Huh?
Look how pretty his face is. He's never taken one blow yet. Look.
So you duck. You must be float like a butterfly.
Yeah. Like most people will show you that, hey, most guys see me, they see this bony fella, they be like, you're a boxer, you know, because most of the guys get big muscles and stuff like that. But hey, I could take it and I could give it.
But that's important. That's you got to have that endurance, you know. Yeah. The preservation, just keep going, pumping hard.
You know, it's just hard work. You knowing what you want in life and working hard at it push you forward than anything else in the world. Just knowing what you want and working hard towards it, because plenty of people are not going to believe that you could do it. And just speaking about most people, when I told people I wanted to be the Bahamian super middleweight champion, then I wanted to be the Commonwealth champion, and then I want to be a world champion, they would look at you and laugh, you know? Because even in school, I'm writing a story like that to my teacher, and I read it out in class, everybody was laughing at me, and she told me, hey, if you want to really do that, you believe in that in life. And Phil Smith was one of those that helped. When I told him what I wanted to do in life, he supported me. So you got to believe in yourself, and you got to be mentally challenged and go at it.
You know, that is so important. That's why so many young men don't make it in life. They didn't have that mental preparation that you did. See, regardless of what they're going to say, and you know the most difficult thing in life to do is something right. It's easy to do something wrong. You could have got in a gang, you could have started robbing people, shooting people, breaking people out, but you decided to go the right way because you had people who cared about you, and you kept the faith, and people that believed in you. And once you do that, nobody can distract you. We call focus, as Peter and I got stand, focused man, directed, and let the rest, like pouring water on the duck back, they say roll that off. Coach, you got another championship fight in August.
Yeah.
That's close.
The Commonwealth title.
That's close. That's a close one, Coach. Who is he fighting?
Yeah. Well, he's going to fight Ademir. He's from Africa. He's the #1 ranked contender.
Oh.
I think his record is something like 19-1. He's a pretty good boxer. And so we got to deal with it. We're looking forward to the challenge. Chuchu's getting better. We prefer to fight a guy who's really up there. We want to really make a statement.
But what is happening, you got two tremendous fighters back to back within 60 days. That's heavy. That Puerto Rican, man, we're going to have to be able to rub him down good, because that fight, we got to get him back. The Choo-Choo, I love you, but we have to rub your feet up. We got to have him so ready for him. We got to find a way, because I never heard of this before. I mean, in 60 days, 2 championship fights? Well, we kind of cornered the mandatory title defense. Okay. So we got to deal with it. I understand. You know, we're going to fight, defend this title, because we have a lot of titles. Right. So we got to defend it. And the Commonwealth is mandatory. Yeah. And so, yeah. Let's go have fun. So you're going to dance to the music and pay to the piper, whatever, huh? They can't. See, I love that. So we ain't worried about it here. Peter said, you don't look like a fighter, you look like a movie star. Well, it's just that, hey, I've been blessed, and hey, I've been blessed. So mostly when I go in the ring, I do the hitting. That's great. Once or twice I get hit, but hey, I'm a good fighter. I go in there and I do my job. You know, I'm disciplined, I work hard for what I want, and I know where I want to be in this life. Doesn't have a mark on his face, look at that. You know, it's getting so good, but time just slipped right away. You know, gentlemen, look, that time is about to come to an end, but it has been a deep pleasure having 3 great athletes, 3 great gentlemen here with class, discipline, dedication, determination, and drive. And I'm quite sure that all the parents out there, we got people from all over the world watching this show now. And in America and Europe, we got calls and emails. They enjoyed the show, talking about Bahamians and our Bahamian resident here and great champion. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show as much as I have. Yeah. And I hate to see this leave, but you know, the time is gone, but I'm proud to have 3 great, outstanding athletes, 3 great gentlemen people who believe in themselves and helping others. And I'm quite sure a lot of the parents out there can appreciate this show tonight because we get a lot of free advice. It didn't cost you a dime. So don't forget, we host only the best on ZNS because we are better than the rest.
This year, the company celebrates a new milestone in its history with the opening of the new world headquarters in the middle of Times Square in New York.